a long time, Grandma, and I wonder as the years have gone by if it was like this for Grandpa as it was for Dad, as it is now for me. As life goes on, Grandma, I find out that the enemy is no longer the Viet Cong. The enemy is time. I remember as though it was yesterday, though. Each year that clicks by, a few names fade. Some of the things I remember may not even have been the way they were. But in my heart, Grandma, I remember. I can smell the JP4, the diesel fuel, the gasoline, the oil. I can still hear the sound of the rotor blades and the deuce and a halfs driving down the roads as they whined when they would shift gears. And the monsoons, the rains would come. I remember standing in the chow line at Muckwa with my friends, waiting for our turn to eat. Muckwa was a strange place, as were all the places that the 3rd Platoon, D Troop, went to. We built ourselves a swimming hole there. We enjoyed it every day, had a raft, eventually built a diving platform. Some people talked about the bats in Vietnam. I wonder if they've really seen them. Louis, Johnson, Hahn, they've seen them. And the Big D. Yep, Platoon Sergeant Ben Donovan. Big D. He'll burn you, Grandma. He'd take dollars right out of your pocket and give you Article 15. That's when he was inebriated. But D Troop was there, just as they were now. You could see in the background to the right, Pappy. And there he is, many years ago. Didn't want to tell him I was afraid to touch the snake. I'd be afraid everybody would chase me with it. If you had a weakness, others saw it and went after it. You needed to strengthen individual weaknesses, so as a group, Grandma, you were strong. Looking at Billy now with his hat, and knowing when we were there at Baswa, up on the rocks, a short time after that, Billy would be dead. Yeah, Pa was over at the orphanage oft. And Chow Small, Cromer, and I saved his life up at G Lang, him and his platoon. Yeah, there were a lot of faces, a lot of memories. The deep ones hurt, though, Grandma. The Bronze Boy, son of Doc Savage, Atlas Abercrombie. Cromer tagged him with that moniker many, many, many years ago. I miss the boy of bronze. The 106, some of the few pictures that turned out. Cromer sitting there shooting, and Cromer with Hanson. When Hanson left the platoon, I took his place. O'Leary's always been around. Good old Doc O'Leary. I always liked this picture of Cromer. And swimming at Muckwa, and in the background, our little compound. So many memories, Grandma. So many faces I remember. People, smiles, the humor. I miss it all. Donovan was one of the first people Cromer and I started making fun of. Months later, the guy on the left did climb the tower and try to shoot the CO. Parties were parties. As I see my friends, I look forward to seeing them again. This year, Grandma, we're going to Doe Run In, someplace near Fort Knox. Looks nice on the internet, in Google Earth. It's funny, looking at the 106 right now, we never perceived there'd ever be an internet, or that we'd ever lose contact with each other. Took us years to find the kid. Even Johnny Lee disappeared for many, many years. But now, we're together, and this year will be a Doe Run in Kentucky, with our yearly D Troop reunion. It would have been nice to have Bowen there, Doc Lyons, even Soup. A lot of years, Grandma. The enemy is no longer the Viet Cong. It's time, because inside our hearts, we long for that moment to be back in that bunker where I was, shooting that .30 caliber machine gun the night we were attacked by the Viet Cong. How we get together, our faces and our hair have changed from past to now, but we hope for changes. We hope for a time that we can somehow go back into the past, touch it, feel it, smell it, and taste it. I guess that's why we go to reunions. Two medics, Joyce on the right, O'Leary on the left, remembering the past. I guess at this point, it's all that veterans really have, is somebody to share that memory with, somebody to feel it with. So many men from this picture went to D Troop, 3rd Platoon. They were pathfinding airborne rangers. There we were at Mukwa. The guy down on the right-hand corner was wounded with Bowen when Billy was killed. I miss these guys. Bowen drove that truck, bringing back wounded Cambodian soldiers 2 days before he was killed, right here at this site. Sad place. But that's what war is about, Grandma. I guess that's what happens to a veteran. His life goes by fast with anger, and he remembers the past like it was yesterday, but his body turns old. I miss my friends, Grandma, and I'm looking forward to seeing him this year, April 8th, April 9th, and April 10th. The dough run in. Some of us will get there on the 7th. We'll stop the world for a moment and remember the past, a time when we were young.
You're up to Speedy 5. Speedy. Where'd you just go?
Huh?
Where'd you just go?
Where'd I go?
Yeah, what's your thing?
Oh, we went over to the POL dump to see, check out those people over there. There's not, supposed to be nobody over there except the engineers and us.
Who were they? Was that Spec 5 Flash, the guy from down at the other end of the runway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, the other guy said he worked in POL. They're trying to get that fuel thing working.
Fuel pump?
Yeah.
What time's our chopper doing?
I don't know.
Crandall coming back?
Trying to get a hold of Black Hawk Patrol all morning.
Didn't they call him this morning, Speed?
It's the kill. Not the bullshit around. See that man? Take it off safe and shoot him dead. Watch him fall and bleed. Can you hand him a weapon? We got a goddamn weapon right here. One M16, one magazine, part tracers and fully loaded. You think you can take that weapon in your hands and shoot a man, cowboy? You think you can do it? No, you couldn't do it. But you're all walking around in the block with a 45 with 3 blanks in it, and you want somebody to jump at you so you can pull it out. And you'll say your father-in-law won't let you see the baby. Won't let you see nothing, so he's got an 8mm rifle. You know what I'd have? I'd have a 106 McCordless rifle. And you come shooting with your Colt 45. I think I'm going to scare him with my swivel holster. And you take the gun out and lay it down and swivel it a few times to scare him away, but it won't work. Hey, you cocksucker, you think you're all fucking funny? You think a motherfucking weapon is a fucking joke? Look at you looking at this fucking magazine. Look, you fucking looking at it like it's a fucking toy. Like it don't do nothing. You see this motherfucking magazine? I'm gonna tell you something, cocksucker. I'm gonna take it with me tomorrow. I'm gonna kill a man with this fucking magazine.